Information.
Okay, that's great, sir. But can you explain your some point of view on how legal industry is looking at blockchain? Matlab, whether they are looking at a positive view or a negative way?
Yeah. So, I mean, as I said in the beginning, I'm doing this since 2014 already. So, and I can say that I'm witnessing, I'm seeing that we have a change. In the beginning, the legal industry, similar to the banking industry, was very much afraid of blockchain and DLT because everyone thinks that or thought that DLT and blockchain is going to take away the business or to replace the lawyer, let's say, or to replace the legal experts. But as banks and also now we lawyers, we realize actually it is different. You can use the blockchain and the DLT to make the work easier. You can leverage the blockchain and the DLT to make to replace intermediaries, to make the work 24/7. So it's working without the interaction of a human, of a person. So it can interact. It can do it by itself. Therefore, I would say so the majority of the legal industry in Europe and in Germany is looking very much positive on the blockchain and DLT. How we can use it in our daily work, and especially how we can use it for our clients to produce new products such as a token.
So we will start with the question and answers. The first question I have for you is: would a contract developed on a blockchain like Ethereum hold up in a court of law?
That's a good question. There are cases already in Europe and also looking at UK, at England and English courts where we had such question: if a contract which is put on let's say on the Ethereum is holding up by court. The answer is it depends. It depends what the nature of the business is. For example, if you have a transaction where you have acquisition, you're buying property in Germany, for example, you need to have a contract which is in a register, which is in a register for property, and only once you change the register, you're allowed or you're accepted as a new owner of the property. Therefore, in such a case, if we would have a contract on Ethereum, which is only a blockchain, which says that the seller has sold his property to the new buyer, and the token goes from one wallet to the other wallet, a court would not accept such a contract in such a business, because they would say for business on property, you need to have a proper contract on paper and it has to be on a register. But for other examples, for example, if you want to sell, let's say, gold or diamonds or other movable goods where we do not have a register, where we do not have a paper form, you can put the contract on the Ethereum, and if both parties, the seller and the buyer, accept that the contract on the Ethereum is valid, then the court will also accept it.
I have is how can a law firm utilize smart contracts on the blockchain?
So how can the law utilize smart contracts on the blockchain? Let me give you an example. In Germany, we have now the new law coming, which is called the Introduction of Electronic Securities. In Germany, if you have a security is a paper which gives to the holder of the paper, which shows that he has the right of some interest. Yeah. So he has, for example, a claim against a company with dividends, and he's getting dividends back. And such paper is called a security. Such a security in Germany has to be on paper, so it's not allowed to be electronically only. So what Germany is doing right now, we're changing the law by saying an electronic security is the same as a paper security. So we make it possible for the industry to introduce electronic securities and to make it tradable. So the German law says this is allowed. And coming back to your question, I think this is a good example to say in such a way a law can make smart contracts utilize blockchain, because you can make the electronic security and you can put a smart contract there, and you put it on the blockchain. And now some may ask, why do you need a blockchain for that? The reason is very simple. You need trust, and normally you replace the intermediary, which is in a securities business, the clearing bank. You replace it with the blockchain, with the register on the blockchain, and the nodes or the miners who are in control of the blockchain.
If I have a legal background, so what can I contribute to the blockchain technology space? How can I become a blockchain lawyer or something in that space?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I like that. I hear it also a lot from German students or those who are very in the beginning of their legal career, if they should do something with blockchain or not, and if it's going to help them later on in their work. And I would definitely say, yes, if you have an understanding of blockchain. I mean, blockchain is not a legal topic, but blockchain is a technological understanding. And if you understand blockchain and you're a good lawyer, you can combine both. And I describe it to you, I give you a little bit insight in what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, first of all, is I advise my clients if they, for example, need a license, a banking license, if their product is regulated, if they need, for example, a prospectus, if they need to issue something. So this is one way of helping. The second way of helping as a lawyer is to draft the smart contract or to draft the information which goes on the blockchain, which you normally do on the contract, but here you do it on the blockchain. And the third thing, which is also very important, what you can do as a lawyer, if you have a client which is, for example, a technological service provider, someone who's building up, for example, the blockchain and wants to have a joint venture with a different player, let's say a bank, yeah, you can bring them both together. You can draft a joint venture agreement, and in this joint venture agreement, you can describe exactly what the blockchain player is doing, what the other player is doing, and bring them together. So you understand both sides and bring them together. So this is also what a lawyer is doing, bringing parties together and helping to launch the business.